What's up, Orange and Brown Nation? Welcome back to another video here on the channel where we breathe Cleveland Browns football 24/7. Things are heating up today because we've got some red-hot news about our rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, who's turning heads at OTAs. And trust me, this isn't just fan hype. This is serious business. So grab a cold one, sink into your favorite chair, and let's dive into the news that's shaking up Berea, Ohio. Dramatic pause. So tell me, Dawg Pound, are you starting to smell the playoffs or still feeling skeptical? Let's find out together. All right, folks, let's get straight to it. Shedeur Sanders, our fifth-round rookie QB, is absolutely blowing people away at Browns OTAs. According to a report from Glory, Colorado, the former Colorado Buffalo is showing leadership and work ethic that's leaving coaches speechless. And remember, he's competing in one of the most crowded QB rooms in the NFL, with names like Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel, not to mention Deshaun Watson, who's out for the season with an Achilles injury. But here are the facts. In today's OTA session, Shedeur was perfect. That's right, 10 for 10, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns in team drills. Insert explosion sound effect. That's not just decent, Dawg Pound, that's elite. The guy's throwing with surgical precision like he was born to do this. And it's not just the arm that's impressing everyone. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees said Shedeur is working his tail off and showing a mental maturity that's making the game slow down for him. That's a huge sign of a high-level quarterback. When the game slows down in a QB's head, it means he's grasping the system and making calm decisions, even under pressure. And there's more. Jerry Jeudy, entering his second year with us, gave Shedeur big props during a youth football camp. He said, and I quote, "He's a great young quarterback, a cool dude. I'm excited to have him on the team." And when a guy like Jeudy, who's caught passes from over 10 NFL quarterbacks, says that, you know this rookie's doing something. Right, so what do you think, Dawg Pound? Is Shedeur already winning the locker room, or does he still have something to prove? Now let's talk about what this means for the Browns. First off, context. Our QB room is chaos. But it's the good kind of chaos, if there is such a thing. With Watson out, we've got 4 guys fighting for reps. Flacco, the Super Bowl MVP vet. Pickett, a former first-rounder still looking to break out. Gabriel, a third-rounder already. Turning heads, and Shedeur, who many analysts had as a first-round talent but slid to the 5th, for reasons we're gonna dig into in a sec. Shedeur's performance is putting major pressure on the vets. On Wednesday, according to ESPN Cleveland, Shedeur went 9 of 14 with 3 touchdowns and 1 pick in 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills. Meanwhile, Flacco was 9 of 14 with 1 TD, Pickett went 9 of 16 with no scores, and Gabriel was 11 of 16 with 2 TDs and a pick. Shedeur's standing out, even though he's at the bottom of the depth chart. And that matters because, as Coach Kevin Stefanski said, the QB order is changing every day. Nothing's set in stone, and Shedeur is taking full advantage, proving he's not just Deion Sanders' kid. He's out to show he's a legit QB1, and let's be real, this is a major shift in the narrative. Remember the draft? A lot of teams passed on Shedeur because of concerns over Coach Prime's influence. Even former player Bart Scott said on ESPN that coaches who skipped Shedeur for that reason should be fired. And now, the kid's out here proving them all wrong. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and that's exactly the kind of mentality we love in Cleveland. Could this 5th-round pick be the steal of the 2025 draft? Hit the comments and let me know what you think. All right, let's look ahead. What does Shedeur's performance at OTAs mean for the 2025 season? First off, let's not get ahead of ourselves. OTAs aren't full-contact games. There's no real game pressure, no 70,000 fans screaming at First Energy Stadium. But what we are seeing is a kid absorbing the playbook like a sponge, as ESPN's Kimberly A. Martin put it. And she dropped a bombshell. There are people inside. The organization who believe Shedeur could start week 1. Cue crowd cheering sound. That's huge, Dawg Pound. Now let's keep it real. Joe Flacco at 40 is still playing at a high level. He carried us to the playoffs in 2023 when no one believed in us, and his experience is a serious asset. Pickett is trying to redeem himself after things didn't pan out in Pittsburgh. And Gabriel? The dude was a beast at Oregon, but is still adjusting to the NFL speed. But Shedeur, even as a rookie, is proving he can hang with the big dogs. And that's great news, because what we need right now is consistency on offense. Last season, we finished 8-9, missing the playoffs, mostly because of injuries and our inconsistent passing game. Our air attack ranked just 22nd in the league, with 3,600 total yards. Compared to teams like the Chiefs, who threw for over 4,500, we clearly need a QB who can hit deep throws and keep the rhythm going. Shedeur, with his 74% completion rate last season at Colorado, might just be that guy. He played behind an O-line that, let's be honest, was a sieve, and still put up 4,134 yards and 32 TDs. Just imagine what he can do behind our line, now more solid with Dawand Jones and Jedrick Wills. And there's more. The connection with Jerry Jeudy could be lethal. Jeudy had 972 yards last season, and with a precise QB like Shedeur, he could finally break that 1,000-yard mark. Are we witnessing the start of a historic duo, or is it still too early to get hyped? Let me know, Dawg Pound. Speaking of the roster, the Browns front office is making some interesting moves. GM Andrew Berry raised eyebrows by drafting 2 quarterbacks in 2025, Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round and Shedeur in the 5th. A lot of fans were like, 2 QBs? Seriously? But look, the strategy is starting to make sense. With Watson out, we needed depth, and Berry saw value in Shedeur even with his draft slide. That's what I call a power move. They got a guy projected as a first-rounder for a steal, plus we kept key offensive weapons like Jeudy and tight end David Njoku, who wasn't at Wednesday's OTAs but should be back making plays soon. On defense, our line is dominant with Myles Garrett, who led the league with 14 sacks last season, and the secondary looks stronger with Denzel Ward. What's missing is the offense clicking, and Shedeur might be the missing piece of the puzzle. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of pressure on Kevin Stefanski. He won Coach of the Year in 2023, but last season left some fans restless. Do you still believe in Stefanski? Or is it time for a change? The front office seems to back him, but if Shedeur starts lighting it up, big decisions might be on the horizon. If the rookie shines, the pressure to make him QB1 will be massive. And what's Dawg Pound Nation saying about all this? On X, fans are going wild. User 8NFL Rookie Wakeshich said Shedeur stole the show at OTAs, going 9-14 with 3 TDs. Another fan, Akariskuza, posted that the coaches are visibly impressed. Some are even calling Shedeur's session legendary. He reportedly stayed 5 hours after practice, studying the playbook and throwing passes to the security guards. Now that's dedication. Compared to other teams, the Browns are in a unique spot. The Bengals have Burrow, the Ravens have Lamar, solidified QBs. We're in a transition, but with real breakout potential. Remember 2020 when we made the playoffs? With Baker Mayfield, that energy is coming back, and Shedeur could be the guy to lead this new era. So what do you think? Ready to hand him the keys, or would you rather start the season with Flacco's experience? Dawg Pound, what a time to be a Browns fan. Shedeur Sanders isn't here to play games, and OTAs are just getting started. The 2025 season is shaping up to be something special, and we'll be right here covering every play, every touchdown, and every bark from the best fans in the league. So tell me in the comments, will Shedeur be QB1 in Week 1, or is Flacco still the guy? And what about Stefanski? Still got your support? Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Share this with the Dawg Pound Nation, and let's make some noise. Until next time, let's bark loud and proud.